part of that. Phil Wegman, Real Clear Politics White House correspondent Mike Nellis, former senior advisor to Kamala Harris, Erika Donalds from the American First Policy Institute, wife of Congressman Byron Donalds. I know knew Charlie and Erika Kirk well. So, Erika, I will start with you. I've never quite seen anything like that. For the conservative movement, what did that speech mean?
Well, it was an incredible battle cry, as she referred to her own cries as a widow that will be heard around the world. I think it was incredibly inspiring. It's exactly what we needed. That, you know, as someone who's been watching this and been steeped in it for the last 2 days, we didn't know that we needed, but we did need to hear from her. We needed her resolve. We needed her inspiration to know that Charlie's legacy and turning point will continue, and that she is just as resolved as anyone to ensure that it is even greater an influence than it was when he was alive. I can't tell you how moved I am by her courage, her poise, her words, and thinking about Charlie looking down on her and how proud he would be of his wife, the woman that was made for him, as he so often reminded us, and how she just inspired the nation and the world.
Mike, I know there's a lot of politics to get to, but as a father, I think it is, and I'm not one, but I would imagine you thinking, and I think we all would think about someone we loved being in that position. You take a step back from it. I thought the lack of anger, a lot of people are so angry right now. On the left, on the right, everybody's pointing fingers. The lack of anger from her, whether it be because of her faith or just who she is as a human being or both, was inspiring. And if she can do it, we all should be able to do it too.
Yeah. And truth be told is I'm struggling to keep my anger in today because I'm mad that Charlie Kirk's little kids are not going to know their dad. And I'm mad at the way that people on the left and the right have been acting in this. And I spend a lot of time thinking about what would happen to me if my 6-year-old son didn't get to know who his dad was when he grew up. And it's not right. And we can have all the disagreements we want in the world about every issue under the sun. But, you know, what happened to Charlie Kirk was horrible. And I have a lot of respect for Erika for the speech that she just gave. I've only seen the parts of it that you have shown. To be honest with you, I was putting my own son to bed at the time, so I couldn't watch it. But we need more folks that are going to dial it back. We need more folks who are going to act like adults. We need more folks that are going to try to figure out some solutions to deal with the violence that exists in this country, the violence that took Charlie Kirk this week, whether you like him or not. That's what happened.
Yeah, that is exactly what happened. I thought her comment on rhetoric, and I'm glad you were putting your son to sleep. Some of the best memories I have are my dad putting me to sleep. So there are priorities in life. TV is not one of them. But this is Erika Kirk on the rhetoric in America today. Take a listen.
The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. But they should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed.
Phil Wegman, there's probably no reporter better sourced inside the White House than you are in terms of how your relationships go deep. Do we understand yet what this has, I don't want to say done, but how this has changed the conservative movement now in America?
We're going to find out. That speech was heartbreaking. I mean, heartbreaking doesn't even begin to describe the loss there. So, you know, thank you to her for what she was able to deliver. But I think you're absolutely right. Charlie Kirk was at once the little and big brother to the MAGA movement. He was a little brother in that he knew Donald Trump Jr. He knew a lot of the cabinet members who went to him for advice, reaching out to Gen Z and millennials. But he was also a big brother to the next generation of Republican staff, folks who are 20 and 30 years old. There weren't a lot of dry eyes in the West Wing. And something that I've been struck by is just how this is not a political story, it's a cultural one too. You have a lot of people who, whether they liked Charlie or hated him, they thought that they knew him. They had a relationship with him through their computer or cell phone screen. And so I don't think that this is just going to be political fallout. I think it's a cultural story as well. And this is going to stay with us because this is a Rubicon that should not have been crossed.
Yeah, somebody who's transcended so many things. Erika, we look to next week. Does the Republican Party at all follow Erika Kirk's message? And by that, I come back to, there was no anger in her. She could have said an awful lot of things. She had the right to say anything she wanted tonight. And she chose a message of, I pretty much would say, love and hope.
Well, and that's exactly what Charlie espoused as well. And I think you're already seeing that because instead of riots and instead of protest, if someone like this on the left were killed, that's what we would be seeing. Let's be honest. We're seeing vigils. We're seeing people come together. We're seeing that resolve of, I will be there for the college tours. I will be there to help. I will be there to support, serving one another, going to church. I'm seeing lots of posts about that. So we're already seeing that come from the right. And I think that that has spoken to a lot of people in the middle to see how the right, if you will, and his supporters have responded to this tragedy, this crisis, and this evil that came against him. She just solidified that. And I know that many will continue that legacy throughout the next week and beyond. But we're already seeing that as a response to him because of who he was and what he stood for.
Yeah, we could hope it lasts a lot longer than a week. I think there's going to be a lot of people doing a lot of thinking over this weekend. Erika, Mike, Philip, thank you all very much.